Leeds Cex. Let's see if it was good or bad. Welcome to PS Too Many Games.
PS Too Many Games.
They're coming! They're coming! I got tanked anyway. I'm retake.
It's alright.
Window.
Is there a window?
Sometimes I film and I just really miss it.
Oh, there's that Street Fighter Collector's Edition.
Hello guys, welcome to PS Too Many Games, another glorious episode of the channel that could. I have no idea where that bullshit came from, I'm just going to roll with it. Anyway, this is the first of two CX Leeds episodes. This will be the main CX store episode. The two smaller stores will be put together because I think they're probably best to do because I did a little better this one than the other two combined. You know what I mean, we'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Anyway, all three CXs in Leeds were the epitome of, yeah? Nothing special in any three of them, sadly. All three very different, all three have their ups and have their downs. The biggest one by far was the actual one in the actual centre of Leeds, which makes logical sense. Walking through Leeds was interesting. Beautiful city. We would happen just to walk through while there was some kind of political rally going on. So we dodged that because we don't get political on PS Too Many Games. We try not to. Sometimes it comes out, but I try to avoid politics as much as I possibly can. Anyway, there's no real news since the last episode. Thank you for watching the 1,000 subscriber episode. 1 year anniversary. Appreciated. There's no real news since then. But see, you can already guess this, but I'm almost certainly going to Doncaster Game Market in May. There are other gaming events or events happening this year. Obviously, there's a couple in Norwich that are probably going to turn up. Nottingham, there's one in Nottingham that I'm probably going to go to this year, depending on the dates and what time I can get off. So there's going to be a lot of travelling this year to events rather than more CXs, depending on what times I can get off from work. Ah, indeed. So CX Leeds proved adequate. We picked up 5 or 6 games from the main CX. I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. It's 5. I'm trying to remember. First impression when I walked in, busy. As you can imagine, the centre of Leeds on a Saturday afternoon is always busy, but I get the sense the game market made it a little busier, for obvious reasons. It was one of the busiest CXs I've been into. 2 floors, by the way. I'm going to rely on Dave's footage for this, because Dave recorded all the footage for this, so I hope it's going to be decent. If not, take your pitchforks and shovels and go at Dave. Rah! It was... Oh my god. I will say one thing. I don't know if Dave got a picture of this, but the PS2 so obviously all CX have the little PS2 stands. It was quite possibly the worst one I've ever seen. Not just for quality of video of games, but just the way it looked. It looked so forgotten about and like so like no one cares about the PS2. Wrong, very wrong. But I got that impression that it's just everything downstairs. We never get to a CEX. The downstairs part is all the stuff they don't want: DVDs, Wii games, and PS2 was downstairs. Sad. But obviously, since CEX have come up with the rule that anything above £10 for PS2 games has to go in the cabinet, and then all the expensive games are now in the fucking cabinet. So you got to check both cabinet and downstairs, and it actually, to be honest, it's a kind of a pain in the ass because A, when you ask for something in the cabinet, more than half the CEX staff don't know what the hell you're talking about because they don't care about games. They're probably there for the phone side of it. I have no problem with that, but trying to explain certain titles as an adult, tad embarrassing. There's one title here that was hard to pronounce, and that'll be the last one I'll show you, but it's like, going to this, because I was served by a reasonably young lady, going to this lady who probably didn't have a clue what I was talking about, and that's saying this, bit embarrassing. One month before I move on, I forgot to say, I mentioned moving last episode. I'm now in actually packing up what you can't see mode. So, obviously you can see this behind me, but once I go through these episodes, I'm pretty much going to start packing up games and start, not so much decimating some of the shelves, but, well, decimating some of the shelves. We haven't got a date yet, but I'm one of these people who would rather pack things before the date comes up, because I don't want to... There's nothing... Anyone who's ever moved, it's one of the 3 most stressful things in life. Planning a wedding, planning a funeral, and moving are apparently the 3 most stressful things in life. I'm going to move twice this year. Hopefully everything will be fixed before Christmas. I'm hoping. But it's one of my stressful things in life, so I'm doing it bit by bit to release the stress. And it's working, but I'm also getting tired of moving boxes from property A to like a certain area, you know what I mean? So this will look the same until we actually move, but everything else in the room is actually starting to get emptier and emptier. So yeah. I'm going to try and keep doing 1 episode a week, but if I get busy moving stuff, then that's not going to be a possibility. But to be honest, I've always got a reasonable amount of time on hand, so I might just wake up a little earlier, go to bed a little later, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's gonna suck. But I'm getting there slowly, very, very slowly.
We're going pretty slow, so slow.
Anyway, let's just throw an ad break in here, let's come back to the other side, let's go through the 5 games I got. See you on the other side. Skadoosh.
It came from the 3rd dimension, with its own brain, its own voice, its own legs. There's only one problem. It needs your eyes. Virtual Boy. See it now in 3D.
And we are back. Let's go through these games one by one, shall we? Generally speaking, I was happy with what I picked up. There were a couple of games that were either missing in action or got sold earlier. Probably got sold earlier because it was quite busy, and I should have expected this. There was a couple of games I wanted to pick up, but I just didn't have. Plus, I already spent quite a bit of money there, so financially I had to like choose and pick. You know what I mean? But I'm happy with what I've got. Anyway, let's go through it one by one. Game number 1, got some shovelware while I was there. Top Trumps, Dogs and Dinosaurs. The last of the Top Trumps games. This looks relatively decent for a Top Trumps game. Will I play it? No. But like I say, most of the shovelware items, they're hard to find. So I'm reasonably happy to have this. Finally can scratch it off the list. Reasonably good start to the proceedings, if you will. Game number 2, add another one to the like ATV, MTV, that kind of like, you know what I mean, MX kind of list. Jacked. This actually looks like it has decent graphics. £2 obviously I paid for it. Made by Explosive, so you know it's going to be interesting. I might try this because I'm always curious about any kind of racing game, see if it was any good. £2 paid for it, so nothing really of that much lost. But as I said before, finding some of the obscure cheap games is getting harder because I've got most of them, but it's always good to get them because the reason they're obscure because no one wanted them. No shit Sherlock, but it's like the real cheap shit, you know what I mean? Like, no one wants that kind of crap, they really don't. Game number 3, a game which, to be honest, I was disgusted paying £10 for. I don't know if it was rare or not. Casper's Scare School. I'd have no knowledge of this game. It's a blast game because the back's bright fucking yellow. But £10 tells me one of two things. Either it's a reasonably rare game, or it's actually a decent game, or underrated game. Still disgusted paying £10 for a Casper game though. I don't know about American fans, but Casper was never that, what you call, big over here. It's one of those cartoons that was like, it existed, we watched it occasionally, but it wasn't that popular. It's one of those things. I could be wrong, there could be some hardcore Casper fans watching this going, fuck you, Adam, you got that wrong. But you never know, I seriously doubt that. Pretty much. Let's briefly move on. I say briefly, let's very fastly move on. In fact, fastly is not even a word. Let's just fucking move on. Game number 4, the penultimate game, if you will. The case is in terrible condition, but I can change case. It's what's inside that counts. Bloody Raw 3. Been looking for this for some time. I'm actually going to start to took me this while. I'm kind of starting to took me this long to get it. I'm happy to have it, but as you can see, the case is knackered. But I've got so many backup cases. The sleeve, the actual cover art sleeve, is still in very good condition, so that's all good. Always check your disc, obviously. Retro Ghetto found that out. Disc actually seems in. Oh, Jesus, okay. We'll go with interesting condition. It's probably still playable, but yeah. I'm going to try that. Probably is playable, I'm just being a bit harsh, but it's like, I like my conditions to be in very decent, good condition, but anyway, Bloody Roar 3 is one of those games where I've been meaning to get it for some time, just never came up, very happy to have it. I'm going to definitely try that game, I like all kind of fighting games, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean. Now the last game, got a bit of confusion while I was there, so the last game was Saint Seiya. I can't remember, it's the Spanish version by the way, so I will check to see if it plays. I know it's got like the original Japanese voice actors, so I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. But it's more of a fighting game or anything. But I'll check it. If it doesn't play in English, I'll just trade it back in. But the confusion started here, because obviously you can see at the bottom there, it said Saint Seiya the Hades, right? That's the wrong game. This is actually the other game. The much cheaper game. So this only actually cost me £12. But it's the Spanish version, so I've got to play it to see if it actually, you know, like, works. And actually it's in English. But this is one of those like obscure like anime like Japanese games where it's so hard to find. You just take a punt on it. So I took a punt on that one, and we're going to see if it works. But we're really happy to have it. I know literally nothing about Saint Seiya, or even that's how you pronounce it. As I say, it's one of these like Japanese centric games where it kind of looks cool. The art on the front is amazing, but I had to try it for myself. So I'm happy to have it. So those are the 5 games from Leeds Cex, the main one. But we're not quite done yet because, remember about 4 months ago I started a CEX Board of Excellence? Since then I've never been to a new CEX. This is the first time. Let's get the fucking board. The board is returned. To be honest, this was average at best. As I said, a lot of them was meh, and meh is average in my eyes. The customer service was the best aspect of the Leeds store. They actually did try. They're actually quite clean, but the design of the store was kind of bad. It was busy, but that's not their fault. But when I saw the PS2 stuff downstairs and it was just like forgotten condition, I felt sad. So this is average at best. The other 2 stores, you'll see how they fare, but I think you already know how they're going to fare. Wow, the pen seems kind of knackered. The baby read out, it's going to like Leeds at the bottom there, like a very terrible written Leeds. Next time I do that, we're actually preparing it. We actually kind of forgot about that. I literally forgot about that. So that was pretty much the first CX episode from Leeds. The second one also had 2 stores, so it's going to be a bit more like bigger, more thought out. I think it's like 9 games combined, so it'd be a little more chunky. But there had to be one episode where it was like smaller, more compact, more travel-sized. More bullshit. I even broke out the purple t-shirt for you. Purple! Yeah, that's my favourite colour, by the way. Purple's my favourite colour. Always has been. Anyway, thank you for watching the episode. Please comment, like, subscribe. Once again, I'm now in the like early moving phase, so I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens. I'm actually kind of lucky because I think, because my car... Fallout 6, I think lengthwise, I can actually get one of these in there without taking it apart. If I can, I'll make things so much easier on the other side, you have no idea. I've got to check that out, but my problem's not yours. I mean, once again, thank you for watching. I don't know if I'm going to do a CX roulette this month. I probably will. I don't know what time I'm going to do that. We shall see. I'm editing this one, by the way. You can always tell the difference between me and Dave. If you hear like more video game music in the background, that's probably me. If you see like much better editing and much more like casual music, that's Dave. Simple but precise. Alright, so once again, thank you for watching. I will see you again next time, guys. Have a good day. Bye.